All right, let's just jump right in. The phone rings. It's a new COD customer. Someone with a real problem who's ready to pay for service right now. So what's the one thing, the single most important goal you need to have in your head from the second you say hello?
It's this. That's it. 3 words. Book the appointment. Look, our goal is not to have a long, friendly chat. It's not to try and diagnose some super complex issue over the phone. And it is definitely not to guess what might be wrong. Every single question you ask, every piece of info you gather, it all has to push toward this one single outcome. This is the whole entire game.
So how do we actually do that, effectively every single time? Well, it all starts by understanding who's on the other end of that line. We got to get inside their head a little bit before we can guide them. Let's break down who this customer really is. Now, really pay attention to this. This is not somebody who's just browsing or kind of thinking about it. No, their fridge is warm, their washer is overflowing, they have a stressful, urgent problem. And here's the absolute key. They've already decided they need to hire a professional. They are literally looking for someone to give their money to, a company that just sounds trustworthy. And this, right here, this is the crucial difference. You are not a salesperson trying to talk someone into needing our help. The demand is already there, it's hot, and it's on your phone line right now. Your only job is to be that calm, confident, professional voice that turns their problem into a booked appointment with us, and not our competitor. Okay, so how do we convert that demand? It actually starts in the first 5 seconds of the call. It's all about the tone you set the moment you pick up. Think of it as an instant shot of confidence for a customer who's probably pretty stressed out. Just look at the difference here. On the left, that's the tone that says, "You called the right place. We've got this." It sounds ready, professional, confident. Now look at the right. That's the tone that creates doubt. Any tiny hint of hesitation, or if you sound like a robot, that customer's brain immediately goes, maybe I should hang up and call the next company on my list.
Okay, so you've nailed the confident tone. Awesome. Now, you've got to keep that control by leading the call. I want you to think of yourself as the pilot of this conversation. The customer needs you to guide them to a safe landing, which, for us, is a booked appointment. You are not just a passenger here.
And this is your flight plan. It's a really simple 3-step loop you can just repeat. First, you listen and you acknowledge what they're saying. Something like, "Okay, I totally get it. The dishwasher not draining is a huge pain." Then, you smoothly move into collecting just the essential info, and if they start to ramble, you gently but firmly guide them right back to what matters, getting them on the schedule.
And when we say key information, this is exactly what we mean. This is the bare minimum we need to get the job done. But look at what's not on this list. We are not conducting a full technical interview on the appliance. We just need enough to get them in the system, prep the tech, and schedule the call. That's it.
This right here perfectly shows what it means to guide a call. The customer might want to tell you every single noise the fridge has made for the last 2 weeks. Your job is to acknowledge it. "Okay, I hear you, thanks for that detail," and then immediately pivot. The very best thing we can do is get our technician out there to see it firsthand. "Are you available tomorrow morning?" You are the guide, keeping the call from getting stuck in a technical swamp that wastes everybody's time. All right, let's get into the single most important rule for new COD calls. If you take away nothing else from this training, please remember this. This is the moment where we either win the business or we lose it for good.
So let's be real about what the customer is doing. That person on the phone with you, they've probably got 3 other company websites open in their browser. They're ready to book with whoever sounds like they can fix it the fastest. The second you let them hang up without a confirmed appointment, they are dialing the next number. That opportunity is live, but it's disappearing fast.
And these phrases on the screen? Yeah, these are booking killers. They are literally the sound of a lost customer. When a customer hears this, they don't think, "Oh, great, I'll wait." They think, "This company is disorganized," and they immediately move on to a competitor who can give them a solid answer right now. Our job is to give them a solution, not a promise.
Okay, let's talk about it. The one question that can totally throw you off if you're not ready for it. So, how much is this going to cost me? Let's walk through exactly how to handle this with total confidence.
This is the absolute golden rule. It's not just about us. It's about being fair to the customer. It is physically impossible to know what's wrong with an appliance over the phone. If you guess a price, you're setting an expectation that is almost guaranteed to be wrong, and that just leads to an angry customer later. It's a trap, and we're not going to fall into it.
So what do you say instead? You follow this super simple professional script. 1. You state our service fee clearly and confidently. 2. You calmly explain that the only way to know the real cost is for a technician to diagnose the problem in person. And 3, you immediately pivot right back to booking that diagnosis. It's honest, it's professional, and it keeps things moving forward.
We're almost there. We're near the end of the call. You've set a great tone, you've controlled the flow, you've handled the price question. Now it's time to bring it home and make sure we avoid those little mistakes that can mess up all that great work.
Do any of these look familiar? These are the easiest ways for a good call to go bad. And you know what? Every single one of them comes from losing focus on our main goal. Every second you're over-explaining or sounding hesitant is another second for that customer to start second-guessing their decision. You have to stay focused, stay in control, and guide them to the booking.
This is how you want the customer to feel when they hang up. Not confused, not wondering what's next. They should hang up the phone knowing, okay, I'm all set, I know when they're coming, I definitely made the right call here. That feeling of confidence is what makes them keep the appointment and trust us before we even show up.
And so we end up right back where we started, with this one last powerful idea. The customer's calling you because they need help. They want a solution. Your entire job, from your tone of voice to how you guide the conversation, is just to make booking with us feel like the easiest, most obvious, and most reassuring thing they could possibly do. You're not selling them something they don't want. You're just expertly guiding them to the solution they were already looking for.